Jalen Hurts in the shotgun now. Four-man rush, steps.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our special edition of 49ers Live tonight, post-game on Niners Radio 49. Professor B here at our satellite digital media studios in San Francisco as the Redskins, or the franchise formerly known as the Redskins, the Washington Commanders, originally known as the Redskins, they pull off the upset of the NFL playoffs so far in this tournament. They knock off the winningest team in the NFC, the Detroit Lions, who had so much admirations of of reaching to the Super Bowl after getting to the NFC Championship last year. They end up losing 45-31 as going to here we go. Here at our satellite digital media studios here in San Francisco, 49ers Live tonight. Glad you guys are joining us on there on the course, the big story of the day. We'll recap this game, Lions and the Commanders. The final score 45-31. Jared Goff, the Nevada native, threw for 313 yards, but he threw three interceptions, one lost fumble, and this is the second for the missed opportunity. This was the same Lions who last year who lost a heartbreaker to your 49ers in the NFC Championship game. Now this year they had the best record in the NFC, 15 wins. The number one seed, home field drought, and now they're going home empty-handed. And for Detroit Lion fans, disappointment yet again. Disappointment. I know what it's like being a 49er fan, losing that heartbreaker in the Super Bowl. You know, that's just kind of the finality of the when you get to this point of the season, and that's the finality. And the finality when you lose, like the Lions with high expectations, did not get there, it's a very empty feeling. So for Detroit Lion fans, this franchise who had been existent since the early 30s, who haven't never played in the Super Bowl, one of four teams, in fact, only two teams, two non-expansion franchises have in the non-expansion era since the merger, pre-1970 league merger, is yet to win to appear in the Super Bowl, and that's both the Detroit Lions and the Cleveland Browns. And the Lions and two franchises out, and then of course the other two franchises, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who all time are 0-3 in AFC Championship games. They lost the AFC Championship game. They lost the AFC Championship game to the. They end up losing the AFC Championship game to the. And they lose the AFC. Then the AFC Championship game, they lost three watching some of the highlights of the Chiefs and Texans game. They lost the AFC title game to the New England Patriots in 96, 28 years ago, January of 97. I think it was this week or the previous week, 28 years ago, they lost at Foxborough. Remember, this was the same Jaguar team who upset the Denver Broncos, who had the best record in the AFC, eliminated them in the divisional playoffs, and then and then they end up then 3 years later they got back to the AFC Championship game. They had the best record in NFL that year, the league's best record. They went 14-2, still a franchise record, but then they lose to the divisional rival, the Tennessee Titans, in the AFC Championship down at Jacksonville. Remember, they were probably the two best teams in the AFC, and the Titans ended up beating them 3 times, twice in the regular season, and beat them a third time to get to Super Bowl 34. And of course, that was pretty much that was it for the Jaguars, because they would not get back there, because eventually with the salary cap issues, some of their, and then the Jaguars more recently was in the AFC title game against the New England Patriots. They end up losing again, and then that was it. Things kind of fell apart for the Jaguars, and and that was that. So, and then as for the the Cleveland Browns, this is another fan base, long-suffering fan base. They have not been to the AFC Championship game. They've been to the Conference Championship game since the merger, the post-merger. They've been to the AFC title game 3 times in 4 years, losing 86 in 87 to the Denver Broncos in the drive in 86. John Elway, and they ended up beating them in overtime, and then they lost the heartbreaker on the fumble by Ernest Biner. And then, then 2 years later, they get back to the AFC Championship, only to lose again to their longtime rival, the Denver Broncos. So, that's just how it is. When you have an opportunity like that, you got to take full advantage of the situation, because you're not promised you're going to ever get back there, and it's a tough slate to be a Detroit Lions fan. It's a little bit past 17 minutes past the top of the hour at 9 o'clock here on the West Coast, so it's 17 minutes past midnight. It is going to be a long night, a long off season for Detroit Lion fans. That's the finality of this season. I know what it's like being 49er fans, losing that heartbreaker twice, 2 heartbreakers to the Chiefs. You look at other postseason misses for the 49ers, losing the heartbreaker to the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC Championship game, or in the Super Bowl 12 years ago, or, losing to the New York Giants at Candlestick, and then losing to the Seahawks 11 years ago, and then some of those losses to the Cowboys in the championship game, losses to the Packers, and then losing to the Vikings in the NFC Divisional playoff in '87 when they had the best record in football. And boy, it's just it's tough being. It is very difficult right now being a long-suffering Lions fan. A lot of people thought this was going to be, they were the best team in the NFC, not until today. And now, that's the finality. The finality now is you go home, and it's going to be a long winter for all those Lion fans. It's going to be a long off season for the Detroit Lions, because the possibility, because you're not promised you're going to get back there. Ben Johnson, and then also Aaron Glenn are going to be interviewing for jobs the next several days, who could get the new coaching jobs. And, So there you go, right there. So we're gonna give you what's going on with 49ers news. Some of the 49ers news, and we're going to take this quick time out. We'll take this quick time out, and we'll be right back right after this. You're watching 49ers Live tonight. We're looking back at the first half of the divisional playoffs. We'll give you the scores of tonight's game, and we're going to get you, and then we'll get you ready for tomorrow's divisional playoff in a little bit. Professor B for Niners Radio 49. Welcome back to Niners Radio 49ers Live tonight. Professor B here in the studios in San Francisco. Looking back over the first half of the NFC divisional playoff games, in case you just seen, it was the Washington Commanders pulling off the upset, eliminating the top-seeded Detroit Lions by a score of 45-31 up in Motown. So it's a disappointing finish for the Lions and the faithful. You know, we're gonna go back. We're gonna dive in and just we so just taking a look back at this game tonight, what they've learned from that, Jaden Daniels, a rookie who diced up the injured riddled Lions defense few this season. From the opening drive, Daniels was poised like a rookie, and we you gotta give them a lot of credit for that win. We take a dive into this game with some of the box scores of this game. So we're gonna take a look of. Okay, so we're just looking at the shows. So the final score. So it was a 45 Detroit Lions who won 15 games, 15-2. That's a franchise record. First time, of course, they ever won, finished with the best record in the conference outright since the merger. Look at the final numbers. So we look at the first quarter. Gibbs came in for a touchdown and put them up 7-0. And then it was Zane Gonzalez who was the hero from last week, last Sunday night. They got him with a field goal that made it 7-3 in favor of the Lions, or say the Commanders. Lions. So correction, my bad. That's my fault. And as a result of this, because what the Niners were eliminated by the Minnesota Vikings, knowing the winner of that Bears Redskins game would host the NFC Championship, and now because of a result of that, the road to the Super Bowl will now go through Chicago, will go through RFK Stadium, and so that was just the disappointment. The disappointment for Bears fans who they knew if they would have they had a chance to get back to the Super Bowl, and it just was a disappointing way to have their season ended just like the 49ers. So that was a disappointing way for the season to end for the Chicago Bears for the second year in a row. So we look into other scores. The two-time defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs begin their title defense with a 24-13 win over the Houston Texans as Travis Kelce had 7 catches for 117 yards, and that is his 9th straight postseason game with at least 100 yards or more in reception yards. And then Patrick Mahomes' 8th straight postseason wins tie for second most in NFL history. And for the Houston Texans, a disappointing way to end the year. 0-3 versus the Chiefs. They're 0-6 all-time in divisional playoffs. So now we look at the second half of the NFC divisional playoffs coming up tomorrow. The first game will be with the Lions now eliminated with their loss to the Washington Commanders. Tomorrow, the first game tomorrow between the LA Rams and the Philadelphia Eagles, that game has significance because the winner of that game, that'll be the 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time kickoff, 2 p.m. Eastern. Now, Andy Reid, by the way, got his 300th career win. He's now 4th place all-time behind the great George Halas and then Bill Belichick, and only the late Don Shula that includes postseason as well. So Andy Reid now got his 300th career postseason win. So here is the docket for tomorrow. It will be the here's the docket for tomorrow. It will be the Rams will be playing the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly. That is going to be the early game, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be on NBC and streaming live on Peacock. Now, the Eagles already have beaten the Rams down in Los Angeles early in the year down at SoFi. Now, this game has significant importance because the winner of tomorrow's Rams-Eagles game in Philadelphia, the winner of that divisional playoff game, will then host the NFC Championship game next Sunday, 1 week from tomorrow, will be at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, or it will be at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. And then the second half of the final game to wrap up divisional playoff weekend will be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the hosting Buffalo Bills. That is a 3:30 kickoff time. That will be on CBS. We'll be streaming live on Paramount Plus. It will be Jim Nantz and Tony Romo with the call. And then on the game on the NBC will be Mike Tirico and Chris Collins will be calling the first game. The survivors of this game will play in the conference championship game. Will be 1 week from tomorrow. And again, for the Eagles and Rams, the winner of that game will host the championship. Either it's going to be Eagles win, the NFC Championship game will be in Philadelphia. If the Rams win, the NFC Championship will be at SoFi Stadium 1 week from tomorrow. And then the winner of the Bills-Ravens game will head to Kansas City for the AFC Championship game next Sunday night in Kansas City. So we're going to take a look at some other news around the 49ers before we wrap it up for this evening. In case you're just tuning in, the Washington Commanders pulling off the upset of the playoff, knocking off the Detroit Lions as the Washington Commanders are headed to the NFC Championship game for the first time since 1981, January. All right, so we apologize for the technical difficulties, and we are going to get ready to wrap it up for tonight on Niners Radio 49. Before we go, we're going to have our Niners Radio 49 segment as Well, actually, no. We're going to take this quick time out. We'll be right back. We're going to wrap it up in just a few moments. You're watching 49ers Live tonight, our NFL Divisional Playoff recap on Niners Radio 49. We'll be right back. All right, so we have... Back here on Niners Radio 49 tonight, so we'll just take a real quick break. We're getting ready to wrap it up for 49ers Live tonight. Here are our broadcast center. Here it's on the Satellite Digital Media Broadcast Center in San Francisco. We're going to have our final segment for tonight on Niners Radio 49. We're going to meet this 49er faithful, her, and one of the faithful. Her name is Miss Sophia Villapondo. Miss Sophia Villapondo, who is a Niner fan, who's been nominated for the NFL Fan of the Year, and one of the diehards. And we'll show you that footage right now, video courtesy of 49ers.com.
Being named the 49ers Fan of the Year is really quite an honor. It feels like the fandom hall of fame that I just got admitted to. So it's an incredible feeling. It's something that I'm gonna hold on to for forever. The moment when I became the 49ers fan of the year, when I found out, is pretty much a surreal moment. I didn't expect it. I was kind of thrown off and surprised by it, but it was just kind of an out-of-body experience. It felt so surreal. The reason that I'm as big of a 49er fan is because of my dad. Just growing up, that's the way that we bonded. I was an only child growing up. We would always watch the games together, and it really that's like a really special time with me and him. So I'm really excited that I'll be able to take him to the Super Bowl. You know, this is something that he wouldn't be able to do on his own, or I wouldn't be able to, take him to something like that. So it's really special. Being named Fan of the Year for the 49ers, part of what makes me really excited about this is just how I'll be able to highlight the work that the San Jose Family Shelter does. They're this really great shelter out here in San Jose. It's the only one of its kind that houses single and double parent families. So they really want to keep families together. So through this platform of being Fan of the Year, it is important that while I'm here, if I can, when I can, to do whatever I can to help them out. It is something that I hold dear to me, to try to improve it in any way that I can, no matter how small it may be. We're all pieces to the puzzle, so it's a really great feeling to just be able to do this type of work.
All right. Congratulations to Miss Sophia Villapando from San Jose, California. Congratulations on her being named the 49er Fan of the Year. And as of her reward, she'll be going to Super Bowl 59 down in New Orleans, representing the 49er faithful, even though with her dad, and on behalf of Niners Radio 49 and the 49er organization, we send her congratulations. And this is what we talk about, the wins and losses. I know it was a difficult year for the 49ers. It was this time a year ago that the 49ers were making that run to Super 58 down in Vegas. And, and I think, despite the disappointment, you look at what the stuff we do off the field as well. Off the field, we have done. Off the field, what we have done, trying to put Niners Radio 49 to that next level. And it takes a lot of work to get this done. We'll be doing these throughout the entire off season. We'll be doing couple podcasts a week. We'll be doing some daily stuff, though. But it puts things into proper perspective, and just, the wins and losses don't matter, and you stick with your team all, you have to stick with your team through the thick and the thin, and, you just, it puts things in perspective. Doing stuff like when we did like over about a month ago during the holidays when the Niners were playing the Rams, yours truly was out there giving out stuff for the holidays, giving out, Giants and 49ers and Giants stuff, which, by the way, we always like to thank Tessa Oliphant for the San Francisco Giants of hooking us up with all that stuff, swag, holiday stuff. And we're going to be doing that again next holiday season. We want to continue to do active stuff in the community, being versatile, putting Niners Radio 49 back on the map, as yours truly concluding its third season, being the full-time mediator, information director for Niners Radio 49, replacing, Brian Bauer, who I really give him credit, him and Dina Howard, for learning down the road and really kind of upgrading and trying to put some of the best content out there. And the thing for 25, this new year, as the new year is now come and went, we're now over 2 weeks into this complete, just wrapping up the second full week of this new year, 2.5 weeks into the new year, is trying to reach it to another level. And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to keep on pushing out there to have it one of the best platforms in the National Football League, and it's a very privilege for yours truly doing this on and off the field. And we are you are the true home field advantage from the city of the Bay all the way out to the South Bay and beyond. So, we thank you, 49er fans, and we congratulate the young lady who won that award. So, with just a reminder coming up, reminder tomorrow, we'll be back on tomorrow night after the Bills and Ravens game, the second half of our the divisional playoff round. We'll recap both the Rams and the Eagles, and then we'll recap and the Bills and the Ravens. The two winners, the two survivors of the games will punch their tickets to the Final Four. The championship Sunday will be 1 week from tomorrow, and we'll be doing Niners Radio 49 post game after every playoff game, and we'll be continue to do updates as well. And all you Niner fans, please continue to subscribe to youtube.com/@NinersRadio49 as we continue to upgrade, as we continue to have more of these coming around. And it's going to be, it's exciting, even though despite the disappointment of this Niners season, this is a good thing, media platform to reach out to people. And, thank for all of you, all year long. And, we'll have another one of these tomorrow night, give you latest news on the 49ers and recap of the playoffs and so much more. So that's it for now. And then also for all of you, for the wildfire situation down in LA, go to redcross.org/wildfires, and proceeds will go help out for the victims of the fire relief victims. So, and all the latest news on the 49ers and so much on the coaching carousel, the coaching news for the 49ers and so much more, go to 49ers.com. For now, I'm Brian Professor B. Davis, and thank you for watching tonight, and so long. You're watching 49. Thank you for watching 49ers Live tonight on Niners Radio 49. 49ers Live tonight is a presentation of Niners Radio 49 in association with the Satellite Digital Media News Network. Wish all of you a very pleasant good evening, everybody. Take care.